One of the things that we love to talk about here at Unity of Ukaipa is the idea of loving each other, loving one another. Jesus said, "You must love each other as I have loved you." He said that was his greatest commandment. This is unconditional love. And unconditional love can be a challenge. You know, when we look around, people in our lives or just people in the world in general, it's our spiritual charge to love everybody, to love each other unconditionally. Yeah, what about when people do terrible things? Now, Jesus didn't say, love the people who are kind, generous, sweet, do nice things for you. Everybody else, don't worry about it. He didn't say that. He said, you must love each other as I have loved you. And again, it's the greatest commandment. But why is it the greatest commandment? Well, I had something kind of weird happen today on my way up here to beautiful Unity of Ukaipa. You can see I'm back on the orange couch today. So I'm sitting at the stoplight, and it's a long red light. And I glance in my rearview mirror, see the guy behind me. And he's got this big maniacal grin on his face. And I was just like, well, that's kind of weird. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I look again. It's light green? No, it's still red. I happen to glance in my mirror again and see the guy still got the same big, creepy grin on his face. Like, that's just really weird. In fact, it was wigging me out a little. And I look at the light again, still red. I'm telling you, it's like one of the longest red lights we have in the Redlands area. So, I look behind me again, still got that big crazy grin on his face. He does. But I see him look out the window. He turns, his face sideways. Well, that's when I realize he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask. Has a huge grin painted on it, big Joker grin. And I thought, oh, okay, he's not really crazy. I was looking at a mask. He's not really creepy. It was just a mask. When we decide we're going to love unconditionally, we see past the mask. And everybody's got a mask. Our masks are our belief systems, our perceptions, our restrictions, our blocks, our limitations, our fears. Those are our masks. That's what we put on to show the world. When we can love someone unconditionally, we see beyond the mask because we're not wearing a mask when we love unconditionally. But if we're feeling fearful, if we're feeling judgmental toward others, and that judgment is actually a sign that we've stepped away from our own divine nature. And we're moving into limitation and restriction when we are judgmental. Okay, we just are. That's why we see so many masks, but we believe them to be the true face on another person. It's the unconditional love that lets us see beyond the maniacal grin, the crazy Joker smile, the person with all the teeth. The unconditional love is simply connecting our light to their light, our heart to their heart. With unconditional love, we can recognize that other person contains the same celestial fire, the same divine spark that is within all of us. That's unconditional love. Okay, to see the truth of who they are, no matter their behavior. Now, to see the truth of somebody, to love them unconditionally, it doesn't mean we have to tolerate bad behavior. It doesn't mean we condone their bad behavior. It doesn't mean that we have to let a psychopath into our lives. It doesn't mean that we think that somebody shouldn't go to jail. If they broke a law, they should go to jail. Unconditional love simply allows us to step into our own divine truth. When we unconditionally love another, we're pulling off our own mask. That's what we're doing. We see the light in other people because we're shining that light through us. Love each other. We must love each other as Christ loved. It is the greatest commandment.